It's a beautiful day here in South Florida, and today I'm gonna go out and see if I can collect everything I need to make dinner tonight, so come with me. The weather today was absolutely beautiful, so we packed up the boat and headed out to spearfish. As soon as I jumped in the water, I went ahead and loaded my spear gun, and now we're ready to dive. The spot we were diving at today is about 90 feet of water, so I took a deep breath and then started on my first dive down. Whenever I'm diving this deep, I like to use flashers to attract in the fish, so if you look off to the left-hand side of the screen as I go down, you'll see some shiny pieces of plastic, and those are actually attached to a buoy up at the surface, and they mimic a small school of fish, and they end up bringing in all the larger fish that want to check them out for an easy meal. Whenever I go spearfishing, I'm always free diving, so once I get to the bottom, it's not long before I have to come back up to the surface and get another breath of air. So by using the flashers, it gives me a better chance of having the fish right down here when I get to the bottom, rather than having to search for them. By this point in the dive, I was at about 60 feet, so I was able to start clearly making out the bottom, but I wasn't yet finding anything that was worth taking a shot at, so I just slowly kept descending and looking around to check my surroundings to see if there were any larger fish nearby. I was just about to give up and head back up to the surface for air when I saw all of these yellow jacks coming straight towards me. But then I noticed that behind them was an even bigger mutton snapper, and behind that was a black grouper, but I decided that I would take the shot on the mutton. And just like that, we have dinner secured, and it's time to head back up to the surface to get a breath of air. Here in the state of Florida, the legal size to keep mutton snappers is 18 inches, so this one right here is good to keep. Once we got back to the dock, I went ahead and filleted the snapper, and then picked a coconut for our drink for tonight, and now we're ready to make dinner. First, I coated the snapper fillets with salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and went ahead and pan-fried them in a little bit of butter. Once it was a nice golden brown, I just set it to the side so that I could make a sauce. I added a little more butter to our pan, then tossed in some white onions and let those cook down for a couple minutes before adding in a spoonful of garlic and some capers, and now we're just going to let that all mix together and cook for about 2 minutes. Then I added in the juice from half of a lemon along with some heavy cream and topped it all off with a little Parmesan cheese. Then I added back in the snapper fillets so that they could warm up in the pan before serving. And just like that, a little while later, dinner is served. It looks good and it smells good, but now it's time to see how it tastes. First bite of my home-cooked mutton snapper. Mutton snapper is a nice mild white fish that just falls apart with your fork, and the creamy caper sauce just made this absolutely incredible. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my dinner, and until next time, get outside and see what you can find.